Is our communication getting through, beloveds?
Yes.
We cannot speak for you. Sometimes we wish we could. But then we will take the experience of yourselves, and that is not for us to do at this present time, and it will never be that. For experience is self-communication. Those of you who play the instruments, those of you who speak, who use the voice for communication, you are being fed by your soul. But who is feeding your soul, beloveds? And we'll answer that straight away. The divine, the mother, the father, the God within you. And within everybody else, that essence of divine inspiration is feeding you always. You communicate with yourself, you go to different countries, you talk, you teach, you perform, you heal in the God's name. That is communication with God. Communication of self, of understanding, of intuition is communication of the highest form. Do not belittle it. Do not second guess it. You all are in the right place at the right time for this communication. Do not second guess it, beloveds, for you are throwing away the communication. There is a vessel that brings communication to you all. And that is what some of you will call your higher self. But why would you label it higher, or even the ego the lower, or the physical body the lower? It is just yourself. Divine self, multilocating on different vibrations at this time. However, it is still communicating with yourself now. In that communication, you'll be shown, you'll be inspired to do, to say, to act, to be, to go, to love and understand, and to hold the peace and power for other people, to find their own communication. There are many times that we've communicated with our partner and he's not understood. Now he searches for the communication in everything he does, nearly. And we keep saying, beloved, we are not separate from you. We are here. We are always with you. You are integrated with us and us with you. And you, beloveds, who hear this message here in this room and farther throughout the universe, are no different. You're all made of the same flesh and bones, the same soul, but different dimensions, different personalities, but you all communicate. We ask you not to second guess. Communicate, and there's that word again, the highest and the brightest and the best within you. When you reach out, when you love, when you smile, you are sending out this invisible communication through what you call your natural layers of earthly conditioning. For all of you have been conditioned by your holiday here. Now, in that holiday, have you been conditioned to too much sun or too much rain? We know you like fair weather. When you are being too conditioned, it means you're being formed. You're being molded into a certain way to think and feel. Your human race is being conditioned now by the people in power. Conditioned not to strike back, not to love, not to overturn the tables. You are being conditioned to sit back and be the mouse. And we say, beloveds, let the lion roar within you. Do not be the mouse anymore. Do not be the pussycat, but be the lion. You are not an endangered. He cannot say that. You are not a species that is threatened. You see how we got round that quite easy? Endangered, oh, forget it. We know what he means, and so do you. We will come back to that word later. We can give the word, sometimes we can't make his mouth work at the right time. Endangered species. We break it up for him. You are not Cecil the lion. You will not be shot at. You will not be murdered. Why do you treat yourself as that endangered species? Practice makes perfect. Communication with self. Seeing a difficulty in a word and breaking that word up into bite-sized chunks where you can say it and where you can act it. Look at the communication. We take it from here to there and we make it pliable and we put it in a real life situation. Do you understand? The answer is yes.
Yes.
Are you passed over? Are you still here?
Still here.
Divine contribution of self is so important. Not only for yourself, beloveds, but for the whole human race. We may see the light side in communication. But when people cannot see the light side, he gets upset. What have I done? What have I said? Anything wrong? Say, beloved, it's not with you, it lies with them. You communicated exactly as you should have done, with an open heart. How they take that communication and how they use that communication to communicate with themselves is up to them. So we will say the same to you. Communicate with yourself first and foremost, beloveds. It doesn't matter at this level how other people take your communication. But it's up to them to have that life experience. However, it would be great if they understood it. But understanding doesn't come like that. It comes from self-growth. It comes from what you may call realization. Understanding is that word again, communicating with oneself. And to those bigger, more powerful energies that are around each and every one of you and around each and every one of us at this time. For where do you think we get our inspiration from, beloveds? Do you not think that we communicate to a higher frequency? To that divine Mother, Father, God that you communicate to at the same time? For we are out of the body, the communication is a little bit easier. For we have no human will, no human understanding that will get in the way. We have no filters that we can talk about here, about your earth plane. Yes, we have filters in place, but not of the same vibration energy that you have around your own energy field. You hear music differently, all of you, from your own filters. Each and every one of you will hear a piece of music and you filter it through differently. You will filter these words through differently and you pick out the words that mean the most to you. That is filtering. And then you filter away the words that do not gel with you. This is right. This is communication of the highest. You take what you can from whatever's coming, a lecture, a workshop, a friend, a love vibration. You filter out which is right for you. You bring it within. You integrate it. It's filtering. We don't mean just coffee in the morning. Yes, we will say, wake up and smell the coffee. It's all about you. And we've said we would always bring you this information about self. So it gives you a different and more loving understanding, better, brighter, beautiful understanding about self. Turn your batteries on full. Let your light be shone. If we could rid ourselves of the physical body that we are speaking through now, and for you to see us in our true form, you would not communicate with yourself properly. This is why we use a physical body, to integrate the communication, to remove the filters, to bring it forth in a way that you can hopefully integrate it with yourself, for yourself, and for the betterment of self. Talk amongst yourselves for a while, for we will. Allow us to say this. As one of your TV actors, film actors says, I will be back.
I was trying to remember it.
Communication.
I didn't think it was a